digital economy. You have to read. If you don't read this passage, you will not be excused. Very simple. It is in the limelight. It goes with the banking sector, in a way related to the banking sector. An important passage. And all the questions explicit, not even one question based on implicit information. And close is the easiest. It's a new model. Be prepared. It looks like a new model. When you see a new model, you may get a little worried or a little tensed up. But nothing to worry. Just see what the given expression is. But this, all the 10 questions based on, not all the 10. 8 questions based on grammar knowledge and 2 questions based on phrase knowledge. 8 plus 2, 10 questions. So shall we see? In my opinion, good score between 13 and 18. That is good enough. But if you cross 18, very good. Shall we see the, so what shall we start with? Close test. Shall we do that? So all of you please go to the last 10 questions. Last time I gave a different analysis, the statement, justification, all that. This we don't have to. What is the reason? Purely based on grammar knowledge. Here the focus should be, you don't have to understand the context. I hope you are listening carefully. You don't have to understand the context. You don't need contextual awareness. All that you need, grammar knowledge. So you don't have to worry about the structure of the passage, the framework of the passage, what is a statement, what is objective, what is a framework. You don't have to worry at all. All that you have to do, what is given in brackets, based on grammar knowledge, right or wrong, from the options take the correct option. There ends the matter. Whether you understand the words or not at all important. I'll read out the first sentence. A restlessness, please underline the word a restlessness. A restlessness is a root cause of chaos. Underline the word chaos. Already I've got this word many a time. Chaos means what? Confusion. Okay. Confusion. A restlessness is a root cause of chaos in individual minds. Most of us, now what is the subject here? Are you guys listening? I've started the session. So what is the subject? You have to answer. Most of us, underline the whole phrase. Most of us. Us is the subject. That is singular or plural? Plural. Then what do you see in brackets? Has forgotten. Anyone can answer this question. So what is the, you don't have to see the options. Has or have? Have forgotten. So which option says that? Please make a note here. G means grammar related. Right next to the question, G means grammar related. And which option says have forgotten? The second option. What is the answer here? Has been is not correct. Has been forgotten not correct. Are forgetting not correct. So the second option, have forgotten. Then you have to start the sentence. What is given in brackets? Hence, there was room for. This a bit of contextual awareness, presence of mind required. The whole passage is about, it is the difference between spirituality or spiritual attitude and materialistic attitude. It talks about a fact. Then which tense are you supposed to use? Present tense. But here the sentence is in, expression is in past. Once you understand the whole thing is about a particular concept, spirituality, materialistic attitude, then you should tell yourself all the sentences or most of the sentences should be in present tense. Then which option? There was or there is? So which option says that? Hence there was. And fourth option, hence there is. Make a note, this is also based on grammar knowledge. Whether you understand the context or not, it doesn't matter. Now 23, this is due. We tend to avoid. Is it grammatically correct? So first you have to understand this is due, we tend to avoid, not correct. And what do you think of? This word due, is it right? It is in past. That was past. This is reasoned. Do you think the word reasoned goes with this context? This is because. So what is the answer here? The fourth option. This is because. He is giving the reason. This is because we tend to avoid the vital issue. Please underline the word vital. Vital means what? Important, essential. Write two words. One is important, the other is essential. This is because we tend to avoid the vital issue of self-knowledge or the knowledge of the soul. The science of spirituality. Now, what is the subject here? Underline the word science. Then you underline of spirituality. That is a phrase. Science is singular or plural? Then what do you see in brackets? Need to. The context is present, the sentence is in present tense, the subject is third person singular, affirmative form. Then what is the rule you have to recollect? We add s or es to the verb. What is the verb here? Need. Then what is the correct expression? Needs to be given, actually. Let us see. Is it 24? So it is there. They should have given that also in bold. Needed to is not correct. Needs to, then it is not grammatically correct. Needs to be, because what is the next word? Given. So what is the answer here? The third option, needed, is not correct. Needs to be given. These students, please move a little inside. Let others also, please move a little inside, So what is the answer? 24, needs to be. This is also grammar related. Spirituality, now the context is present and the subject is what? Underline the word spirituality. Is the voice loud and clear? Okay. Spirituality, this is right or wrong? Were nothing. Mark it wrong. Is nothing but. Spirituality is singular, is singular. Hold that one, present. Was not correct, has nothing to do, but that is not the sentence. Were nothing, past, not correct. So what is the answer here? The first option, spirituality is nothing but becoming conscious of the soul and God within. It is a union with the God, spirituality. If you believe in that, if you don't believe, then it doesn't make any sense. If you believe in God, what is the word? A person who believes in God, theist. A person who does not believe in God, a theist. A person who cannot decide whether God is there or not. Immediate answer, agnostic. What is the word? Agnostic. Now here, this is based on phrase, not grammar knowledge. Please make a note. P means what? Phrase related. At modern lives, do you think it is correct? No. We'll see the options. What is the first option? During modern life. That's also not correct. At, we cannot use a preposition at. In modern life, this seems right, hold this one. At this life, not correct. So what is the answer here? In modern life, we find it hard to strike a balance in the development of our spiritual, intellectual and physical sides. Please underline the word intellectual. Intellectual means intelligent, creative, well-read, knowledgeable, eminent, scholarly, all these words could be used. Intellectual. And write one expression, he is an intellectual of the highest order. Intellectual of the highest order. Intellectual of the highest order. Shall I move on to the next one? So in modern life, we find it hard. Modern society. What is the subject here? Please underline modern society. As of whole value, does it sound grammatically correct, the expression? No. As a full valued, not correct. As a whole values, values is not correct. As whole values, again plural form, not correct. What is the fourth option? As whole value. What is this? Second option, what is it? No, let me read the sentence. Modern society as a whole, intellectual and physical growth. We'll see the option. As a whole, values. Here values is a verb, then it is right. Please underline, as a, answer is the second option. Answer is what? Second option. But please underline, as a whole. First I thought noun, but here pause. Modern, what is the sentence here? Modern society as a whole, pause. Then the verb, what is the verb here? Please underline values. Now, how do you read the sentence? Modern society as a whole values two things. What are they? Intellectual and physical growth. One dimension is left out. Which one is that? Spiritual. Unfortunately, underline the word unfortunately. Which part of speech is it? Adverb. And what is the subject here? This is the easiest. It is a subject. Will you say it have or it has? So mark this wrong. Which option talks about? Unfortunately, it does not. It do not is not correct. It has not is not correct. Unfortunately, that have no, that is also not correct. I thought it has, but it could be affirmative or negative. What is the second option here? Does not, but we'll see the sentence. Unfortunately, see, I'm doing a little faster because the first 10 questions, they take more than half an hour. Hope you are with me. I'm doing it like a bullet train. It is going just like that. So please be alert and attentive. Please underline, unfortunately, it does not. What is the second option here? It does not. Grammatically, is it right or wrong? Negative form. It does not place a high value on spiritual development. Then the sentence is right. Unfortunately, it does not place. What is the word place here? Which part of speech is it? It is a verb, obviously. It does not place. Now, what is affirmative? You tell me. I know what exactly you're thinking of. Tell me what is affirmative. It does not place. What is affirmative? Does it place? Interrogative. What is affirmative? It places. It places. Places which part of speech is it? Obviously verb. Please underline and write. Place is what? Verb, not a noun. It's a verb. Unfortunately, it does not place a high value. Here place means what? It does not give importance to. It does not emphasize. It does not consider. These are the meanings. It does not focus. Also write the word focus. Focus on spiritual development. So answer is second option, it does not. The path of positive mysticism. What is the subject here? The path of positive mysticism. That is a phrase. Please underline the word mysticism. Mysticism related to spirituality, belief in God. Please write. I'll show the meanings later. I'm going to show the meanings. Now the whole context is present. Can you say enabled us? That is past. What are the options here? Enabled one. Enabled is not correct. What is the second option? Enables it for achieving. Hold that one. Enables one and achieved. It doesn't sound grammatically correct. Enables one to achieve. So of the three, which one seems right? Obviously the fourth option. Enables one to achieve. The path of positive mysticism enables one to achieve the best of both worlds. That makes a perfect sentence. What is the last one? The concept of positive mysticism can be given us. Can be given us, which is it active voice or passive voice? Do you have to use active voice or passive voice here? Active voice, so please mark it wrong. Can be given, it is passive voice. You don't have to use passive voice here. Can given, is it grammatically correct? Can give us an understanding, that is active voice, seems right. May given, not correct. Could give us, it doesn't go into past. So what is the answer here? Second option, can give us. The concept of positive mysticism can give us an understanding of how we can achieve spiritual growth while meeting the challenge of the age. Now, it has gone very fast. What time is it? About 12 minutes, 10 blanks. Who has got all the 10 correct? They deserve a big hand, please. Close test, getting all the 10, not a joke. Though it is purely based on grammar, 2 reasons. 2 questions go with phrase awareness. 8 questions go with grammar knowledge. Within the stipulated time period, when you come across a tough paper like this, where you see the first 10 questions, you panic and you switch off and you become jittery or nervous. With a disturbed mind, you come to passage, then you go to close test. Definitely not an easy thing. It's an uphill task. Still, getting all the 10 correct, highly appreciable. Now take the meanings of these words, please. There are a few words I want you to learn. Please write quickly. Some of them you have got many a time. Chaos, simply write confusion. Fraternity. Fraternity has got many meanings. Brotherhood, friendship, community, scholarship, community related. But generally we say fraternity means what? Brotherhood. The feeling of oneness, fraternity. Vital, important, also write the word essential. Appeal has got two different meanings. If the Prime Minister, from the Prime Minister the word appeal comes, what is the meaning? Make a serious or urgent request, typically to the public. Appeal from the government, appeal from the minister. That is the meaning. Everyday English, something is appealing, means what? Attractive or interesting. The second meaning goes with everyday English. You have got the word intellectual many a time. You have also got the word polymath. Polymath, a person with wide knowledge. You can also write the word scholar. Scholar, polymath, intellectual. I have brought a new word that it is used very rarely, highbrow. Please try to remember that word. You all know the words polymath, intellectual, but whenever you come across a new word, a difficult word, put a star mark, underline, try to revise, highbrow. Mysticism, the belief that there is hidden meaning in life or that each human being can unite with God. It is nothing but belief in God, spiritual life. Spirituality means what? Belief in God. Also write, I think you need some time for this. I'll give you time. Please write the meaning of mysticism. Those who have written brackets, you write the word mystic. A person, we call a person mystic. He is a mystic, the person who believes in mysticism. Obligation, you all must be knowing the meaning. An act or course of action to which a person is morally or legally bound. A duty or commitment. A duty or commitment. Devote. Give all or a large part of one's time or resources to a person, activity, or cause. Devote yourself to something. Dedicate. Also write the word dedicate. Usually we contrast two words, spiritual, materialistic. They are like North Pole and South Pole. Spirituality believes in God. Materialistic attitude believes in material things, possessions, building, car, all those things, gadgets. Materialistic lifestyle, spiritual lifestyle. Hope you are getting enough time to write. We also contrast two words, Occidental, Oriental. Occidental means what? Relating to the countries of the West. Oriental, relating to the countries of the East. I have used many a time, Occidental culture, Oriental culture. Both are important words, Occidental, Oriental. Simply write Western world, Eastern world. Occidental means Western world. Oriental, Eastern. Occidental culture is materialistic. Oriental culture is spiritualistic. That is a fundamental difference between these two. And the last three words, traditional, orthodox, conservative. They all mean the same. One who follows the traditions. Then we use words like, he is a traditional person. They follow very strictly. Then we use words like orthodox or conservative. Write one more word, conventional. We also use the word conventional. I have a request for all the students. I want to change the pace of teaching. I have an hour and 15 minutes. I want to finish off this in 60 minutes. Last 15 minutes, I want to give some useful information, irrespective of the paper, useful from the exam point of view. But for that, you got to write quickly. If you cannot do that, my suggestion, take a pick. Then we can save time. This way, what happens, I don't get time to complete the paper, first of all. Then, if you remember, some papers I bring enrichment sheet. We don't get time for that also, and forget about something extra, teaching extra. So try to do it, we'll see 2 or 3 days. Then I will divide the time. 45 minutes explanation, 15 minutes enrichment, review of what you have gained from the paper, and 15 minutes new topic in brief, various topics important from the exam point of view. Is that clear? Fine. Have you copied all the words? So we'll see the passage now. Shall we go to the passage? Shall I ask the question, how many of you have read the passage today? You're forced to read the passage. No choice. Passage. Before we see the questions related to the passage, because it's an important passage, words are very important. So please underline the word mainstreaming. No, if you cannot, it may take a lot of time. Write the meaning of the word mainstreaming. That is better. Again, you have to search where the word is, then it takes time. Mainstreaming, it could be a noun, it could be a verb. Means what? Integrate or integrating. Write one sentence. See, when I say some expressions or sentences, I keep your descriptive paper in mind. You have to use those expressions. So please write, the tribal people are not part of the mainstream. The tribal people are not part of the mainstream. They are not part of the mainstream culture. Also write the word culture. The tribal people are not part of the mainstream culture. Very useful expression. Cusp, write the word cusp. Cusp means what? A point of transition between two different states. But that's not a regular word, not an important word. A point of transition between two different states. Trinity, you can guess the meaning. Trinity means what? 3. A group of 3 things or 3 persons or people. By 2, try 3. You all must be knowing that. Precursor, something that happens before something else. Preceding, also write the word precede. Something that happens before something else. Have you written? Write the meaning of the word grievance. Grievance means what? In this context, it means a problem. Grievances means what? Problems. Complaints, also write the word complaint. Augment, that's an important word. What is the sentence? Government will strengthen the financial inclusion fund to augment resources for taking up these initiatives. So what do you understand, augment resources? To pull up or to give to distribute, please write, to pool up, to distribute, to release. You said release. Have you said release? No. Okay. Right, release also. Augment resources, pool up, distribute, release. Stakeholders. Stakeholders already have got the word. Those who are interested, generally it goes with business. Interest in the business. Those who are interested in the business. Stakeholders. That's also an important word. That's it. Shall we see the questions? Almost all the questions are easy, should not be a problem. And be ready, I will tell you where the answers are. What is the aim of the digital economy according to this passage? Please underline the key word, aim of digital economy, according to the passage. All of you please go to the first paragraph and the last sentence. It talks about the purpose. What is the first sentence? What does it talk about? Weed out corruption and black money. That is a major objective. And continuation of that, the last sentence in the same paragraph, this in turn is expected to energize private investment in the country through lower cost of credit. So which option has the same wording? To energize private investment in the country through lower cost of credit. So what is the answer? The second option is the answer. Explicit, same words have been used. Very easy to locate. How many additional new POS terminals will be introduced by banks till March 2017? Again, you go to which paragraph? The third paragraph, the sixth line. What does it talk about? Banks have targeted, fifth and sixth, banks have targeted to introduce additional 10 lakh new. What is the number here? 10 lakh. Which option says 10 lakh? So answer is the fourth option. This is also easy. What is the name of the app that has provided increased digital transactions? Anyone can answer, those who have read the passage. So which option is that? Fourth option. But data, you got to be careful, you have to cross-check. How many people have adopted the Beam app so far? Clearly mentioned in the same paragraph, or please go to the second paragraph. Second paragraph, seventh line. What does it talk about? 125 lakh people have adopted, clearly mentioned, 125. 125 lakh or 125 million? So option is the first option. Question number 15. What is it? Which of the following is inappropriate? You got to be very careful. Questions like these. Please underline the word inappropriate. A statement according to the given passage. Now all of you please go to the third paragraph. The third paragraph, the last but one sentence. Have you located? How does it go? Increased digital transactions will enable small and micro enterprises to access formal credit. Will enable, please underline that expression. Will enable. Now here the question is what? Inappropriate means not correct. Now what is the fourth option here? The increased digital transactions will disable small and micro enterprises to access formal credit. It's quite opposite. In the passage it is given enable. Here they have written disable. So what is the answer here? Fourth option. This is also an easy question. What will be the appropriate title for the given passage? Which option? First option, digital money? No way. No, I'm going to read out. Online transactions? No. Digital economy? Obviously. Economical survey? No. So answer is the third option, digital economy. Name the scheme to be launched shortly by the government which will be beneficial for those who don't have debit cards, mobile wallets and mobile phones. No, where is it? Let us locate. Question number 17. Please go to the third paragraph, the first sentence. Aadhaar Pay, a merchant version of Aadhaar-enabled payment system, will be launched shortly. This will be specifically beneficial for those who don't have debit cards, all those. So what is the answer here? Aadhaar Pay. Which option is that? The second option is the answer. 18. What are the two new schemes to be launched by the government to promote the usage of BHIM? Again, you should go to the second paragraph. The last sentence in the second paragraph. How does it go? Government will launch two new schemes to promote the usage of BHIM. These are a referral bonus scheme for individuals and a cashback scheme for merchants. Which option talks about that? The third option, am I right? A referral bonus scheme for individuals and a cashback scheme for merchants. This also, same wording has been. Now, what is the number? 19. What is the meaning of the phrase weed out? From the context, what do you understand? Positive or negative? Negative. What is the first option here? To eliminate anything unwanted. But please write the literal meaning of weed out. Please write the literal meaning. First you write the word, please write the word weed. Weed singular, weeds plural. Part of speech here noun. And write the meaning, unwanted plant in a garden. If you take a garden, you have plants of your choice and you have unwanted plants. Those are called weeds. Surprisingly, here it is a noun and negative connotation. Is this positive or negative? Unwanted, negative. But once you use it as a verb, it gets a positive connotation. So now you write again this word, brackets, you write verb. And write the meaning. To remove something unwanted. To remove something unwanted. In this context, to remove the unwanted plants. To remove the unwanted plants. Here it is positive or negative? It is positive. In English, a few words as a noun, negative connotation, as a verb, positive connotation. Please write one more word, dust. As a noun, dust is negative. There is a lot of dust on the bench. Positive or negative? Negative. I dusted the house yesterday. It doesn't mean that I made it very dusty. It means what? I cleaned the house. I removed the dust. Dusted the house means what? Positive. I removed the dust. Hope you got the meaning. Now what is the question number? Is it 20? Now answer here the first option, to eliminate anything unwanted. What is the name of the board that will replace a regulation and supervision of payment and settlement systems in the Reserve Bank of India? I think you should go to the last paragraph, and it could be the fifth line. To begin with, it is proposed to create a payments regulatory board in the Reserve Bank of India by replacing the existing board of regulation and supervision of payment. So what is the answer here? Payments regulatory board. Which option is that? Third option. Is that the last one? So I would like to know how many of you have got all the 10 correct. Oh, wonderful. Please give a big hand. More than 25 students for the first time in the history of this institute, perhaps. Really amazing. I appreciate. So what is the message here? If you have no choice, you'll read the passage. So we have to design the papers in such a way that you have no choice. Something like Hobson's choice, no choice. You are forced to read the passage and you'll do well. Now we'll go to the first 10 questions. It's almost half an hour. We have done with 20 questions, only 10 questions. All of you please go to questions 1 to 5. What do they deal with? First, we'll see the instructions. In each of the following sentences, 5 options are given. You are required to identify the best way of writing the sentence in the context of the correct usage of standard written English. While doing so, you have to ensure that the message being conveyed remains the same in all the cases. The meaning should not change. Option 1 repeats the question sentence. If the given sentence is correct as it is, then choose option A as your correct answer choice. No correction, first option is the answer. Shall we see the first question? The trend toward a decrease in the working hours is already evident in the longer weekend given to employees in many multinational organizations. At the outset, what do you think? It is right or wrong? Why no response? Generally, questions like this, not that easy, because you have to decide 5 options. You have to read all the 5 options, and you have to decide based on contextual awareness, based on knowledge related to phrases, knowledge related to clauses, and grammar knowledge, obviously. So many things simultaneously. So my suggestion, when you come across questions like this, always try to divide the sentence into, first ask what is the subject, then divide the sentence into phrases, clauses, then you check each phrase, each clause, and ask yourself, is there any error? You don't find any error, the answer is, the given sentence is right. Now answer my question, what is the subject here? Please underline the trend. The trend. The trend toward. Here you get a doubt. Generally we say towards. But do you find any option with the expression towards? Then common sense, what does it mean? Toward is right. And please make a note. No, I cross-checked. I also felt it should have been towards, but I haven't found one option also. Then I had to cross-check. Please write 2 words, toward, towards. Both mean the same. And British English, generally towards is preferred. But grammatically, meaning-wise, both the words mean, both are grammatically correct. Toward, towards. That means there is an error or no error? No error. Now we'll see. The trend toward, you should always ask the questions. Toward what? A decrease in the working hours. Toward what? Then you see the answer. What is the answer you're getting? A decrease. Again, you ask the question, decrease in what? In working hours. You find any error? No. So now you read the whole thing. The trend toward a decrease in the working hours, that is the subject. The whole thing is like the idea. Where is the verb? Underline the verb is. Now again you start. Is what? Already evident. Any error? No. Evident where? In the longer weekend. In the longer weekend. Any error? No. Given to employees. Passive voice. Given to employees. No error. In many multinational organizations. No error. The phrase also. How many of you have thought the given sentence is correct? Raise your hands. No, that's wonderful. Answer is the first option. Same option is repeated. Shall I move on to the next one? But here please write 2 words. First you write the word weekend. Which part of speech is it? I will provide a mic because some students are very enthusiastic. When they say something others can't make out, master cannot make out. That's very important. So I'm going to tell the coordinator, please provide the hand mic. I want you to be more enthusiastic and we'll make it more lively. Then you enjoy the session. When it is interesting, you remember. When it is boring, it goes above your head. 45 minutes, it's gone. So please write the part of speech. What you have said is right. Weekend, part of speech, noun. Now here, what is the actual word? Please write the word. Weekend. That is a word. Bracket you write verb. Weekend is a verb. It's a regular verb. What is the past form? Weekend. Past participle, weekend. That difference you should know. And please write Monday to Saturday. What do you call them? Weekdays. Generally, Westerners, for them work is worship. They don't waste a single minute at the workplace. According to one survey, a piece of work given to an Indian takes about 7 days. Same piece of work given to a European takes about 2 days. Same work given to a German takes only 1 day. That is efficiency. For them, work is worship in the real sense. So they work Monday to Friday, they work like bulls. literally. Saturday, Sunday, weekends, for them Saturday, Sunday, weekends. And it differs from country to country. In our country, which is a holiday, Sunday is a holiday. If you go to the Gulf countries, do you know which day is a holiday? It is not Sunday. Sunday is a working day. Friday is a holiday. So Monday to Friday, they work like bulls. Saturday, Sunday, they freak out. Freak out means what? Enjoy a lot. Monday morning, they don't feel like going to the office. They feel a little disturbed or disappointed, dejected or reluctant. There's one idiomatic expression. Please write that. I wanted to give that one. Please write Monday blues means what? You don't feel like going to the office. You don't feel like, you're not enthusiastic to go to the office. You feel a little depressed, not happy to go to the office. Then we use the expression Monday blues. Shall I move on to the second question? Each one looks like a paragraph. This is a little tricky. Using it, question number 2 I'm reading out. Using it wisely. It is not leisure, leisure. Leisure promotes health, long life, efficiency and happiness. I feel this is a bit difficult. If you're not used to the language, you're not exposed to the language, you're not good at everyday English. This goes with everyday English expression. How many of you think this is right? How many of you think this is wrong? If you say it is wrong, we have to look at the other options. First option is repeated, so we don't have to read. I don't have to read it. If used wisely, leisure promotes health, long life, efficiency and happiness. Hold this one. Having used it wisely, then you cannot use, because here one verb is in present and here having used it wisely, it goes into the past. Not correct. Mark it wrong. If it is used wisely, leisure promotes health, long life, efficiency and happiness. Underline the expression if it is used wisely. Here underline the second option, if used wisely. Just hold those two. If when using wisely, is it grammatically correct? No. You have to decide between the second option and the fourth option. Here, if used wisely, then the subject should come next. What? Leisure. If used wisely, leisure promotes health, long life, efficiency and happiness. This is the answer. What is the answer? The second option. Some students must have chosen the fourth option. Their objection, I will answer the question. We'll see the fourth option. First you make a note, what is the answer here? Second option is the answer. It goes with everyday English, simple expression. But if at all you have a doubt, why not the fourth one? If you start with, if it is used wisely. Now underline the pronoun. What is a pronoun here? Can you use a pronoun before using a noun? When do you get a pronoun? What is the function of a pronoun? We use it in place of a noun. That means after, first you have to mention the noun, then comes the pronoun. So this doesn't go with the order, logical order. Based on that, fourth option is not correct. I hope it's clear explanation. Those who have chosen the fourth option, because of the word it is not correct. If used wisely, leisure promotes. If done properly, you get the positive result. If read properly, you can achieve something. So standard expression. Please underline if used wisely. That part is important. So what is the meaning of the word leisure? Leisure means what? Free time. Write one more expression. Spare. Spare also means what? Free time. Free time. Spare has got one more meaning. Please write the second meaning of spare. It means thin and curved. Thin and curved. Curved. Shall I move on to the next one? This is a bit difficult. Again, this goes with most of these questions. I feel they go with everyday English. Imagine the same questions are given to, shall I? Shall I continue? Thank you very much. Same questions given to a convent-educated boy or girl. They answer effortlessly. One reading, they know what is the right option, they answer. That means what? They must have come across those expressions at some point, somewhere. They are familiar. Imagine you're not familiar, then is it possible? Within the stipulated time period, not that easy, because the sentences are very lengthy. One problem, you have to read in a short span of 2 minutes on the higher side, perhaps only 1 minute, one question. Not that easy. We'll see this one, question number 3. We want the trainer, please underline the word trainer. We want the trainer. Today there is no special class. There is an announcement. What is it? There is no special class today. From 5:30 to 8:30 you have a special class. Am I right? Today you don't have that. So enjoy your evening. Thank you, sir. We want the trainer, please underline the word trainer. We want the trainer to be him. Here you have to focus on 2 words. One is the trainer, then you underline the word him. The key is here. I'll read out the sentence first. We want the trainer to be him who has the best rapport. Here T is silent. What is the word? Rapport. Underline the word rapport. Rapport means understanding, perfect understanding. Perfect understanding. Generally it goes with persons. Please write one sentence. There is a rapport between, there is a perfect rapport. Please use the expression perfect rapport. T is silent. There is a perfect rapport between the manager and the employees. The manager and the employees. Means what? What does it mean? There is a perfect understanding between the manager and the employees. Rapport knowledge about the subject and the most superior communication skills. First option I don't want to read out. We want the trainer to be he. Here you underline the pronoun he. Who has the best rapport knowledge? Read the sentence, he who has the knowledge. What is the third option? We want the trainer. We want him to be the trainer who has the best rapport knowledge. Underline, we want him to be the trainer who has the best rapport knowledge. This also seems right. Hold this one. We desire that the trainer be him. Is it grammatically correct? Please reject the fourth option. We would want the trainer to be him. We would want, no. We would like to, that would have been better. Mark it wrong. Now you have to decide between the first option, him, we'll take first and second. Him and he. Which one is right? Will you use a pronoun in the subject form or in the object form? Will you say the trainer to be he who has, or trainer to be him who has? Which sounds better? He who has. Which option is that? Second option, hold that one. And what is the third one? We want him to be the trainer who has. This is also grammatically correct, meaning-wise correct, but remaining sentences, what they try to convey, it does not convey that meaning. What are the instructions? Meaning should not be changed. So this one, the meaning changes. Now based on that, what is the answer? The answer is the second option. What is the second option? We want the trainer to be that person. He means a person who has the best rapport knowledge about the subject and the most superior communication skills. How many of you have chosen the second option? Please raise your hands. That's very good. I appreciate those students, but not an easy one. Others, you don't have to get disappointed. So, yes. Third option, that's what I said. We want him to be the trainer. We want the trainer to be, see the difference, it's good that you have asked. We want the trainer, we are looking for a trainer, imagine the context. It is a company, I am the HR manager, I want to hire a trainer. What will my statement be? We want the trainer, what sort of a trainer are you looking for? Then my response, I want a particular trainer. I want the trainer to be the person who has a lot of knowledge. I'll substitute the word the person with the pronoun he. I want the trainer to be he who has a lot of knowledge. This is one meaning. What is the third option? We want him to be. Already there is a person. There is a trainer. I'm talking about that person. We want him to be the trainer. It is not about him. You're going to hire someone and you're deciding what sort of a person you want to hire. Why not the third option? That's what I said very clearly, emphatically. The third option is grammatically correct, meaning-wise it is correct, but it changes the meaning of the given sentence. That's the instructions. Instructions talk about two dimensions. One, it should be grammatically correct. Second dimension is what? The meaning should not be changed. Here the meaning is changed, so you cannot consider the third option. I hope it's clear. That's a good doubt. Shall I move on to the next one? So what is the meaning of the word rapport? You could just have a look. A close and harmonious relationship. Perfect understanding, harmonious relationship. A close and harmonious relationship. Imagine people don't have a close and harmonious relationship. They always fight and they have a tiff regularly. Then write this expression, at loggerheads. They are always at loggerheads, always fighting. I don't want to use the expression like wife and husband, not advisable at this stage. Typical. It is natural. When two persons stay under one roof, it is inevitable. What is the meaning of the word inevitable? Unavoidable. So the wife and husband are always at loggerheads. A general statement. I'm not scaring anyone. So shall I move on to question number 4? Yes, sir. Thank you. This is based on what? The moment you see, morning batch I was telling some students, what is the first word here? Please round off the word if. Whenever you see the word if, you have to think of conditional sentences. How many conditionals are there? Broadly 3, total 4. Present conditionals, 2 types, open, hypothetical. Past conditional, 0 conditional. And here, underline the verbs. What is the first verb here? Hope you guys are attentive. Very important, this one. Were. Then you underline would. So which conditional can you think of? One sentence is in past tense, one clause is in past tense. In the other clause, you see would in place of will. So which conditional is this? It is not past conditional. Who says hypothetical? Please make a note, hypothetical conditional. Hypothetical. If clause is in past tense, main clause we use would in place of will. Then we call it hypothetical. If I say, if you work hard, you will get selected. If you work hard, present tense, you will get selected, future tense. This is open conditional. If I say, if you worked hard, past tense, you would get selected. Would in place of will. This is hypothetical. Same pattern here. I'll read the sentence. If she were to win the Olympic medal, she were to win the Olympic medal, I for one, a lot of students may get stuck here. Please underline the expression, I for one. Put these words in brackets. Try to read without those words. Imagine you can't understand, put those words in brackets. I would be surprised. I would be surprised. Now, does it tally with hypothetical conditional? If clause in past tense, main clause would in place of will. So, do you find any error here? How many of you have chosen the given sentence is correct? First option. That is the answer. Please make a note. Answer is what? The given sentence is correct. Only a few students already have learned conditionals. How many of you have learned conditionals? Please raise your hands. Oh, this is surprising. How come only a few students? Others, are you sure you haven't learned? Please respond, that side. How many of you have learned conditional sentences? Please raise your hands. Others, you have not learned. Question number 5. Please put a star mark this one. Quite often bank exams, there's one particular section or segment or area, they touch that, and we call it parallel expression or parallel structure or parallelism. Means what? In a sentence, when you use a few grammatical units, 2 or 3 of them, they should be the same part of speech or the same form. You cannot change the part of speech, you cannot change the form. If you change the form, it is not parallel expression. I'll read the sentence first. The soldiers were told. Which voice is it? Active voice or passive voice? Passive voice, past tense. The soldiers were told to take a long, arduous hike. Please underline, this is an adjective. I'll show the meanings later. Arduous means very difficult. Strenuous. Underline the word hike. Which part of speech is it? It's a noun. Please write noun. Pitch their camps. First you underline here take. Take, verb, then hike, noun. Pitch. Here it is a verb. Pitch means to erect. I'll show the meanings later. Pitch could be a noun as well. Cricket pitch, you all know that. Pitch goes with sports. Pitch their camps. What is a noun here? Underline the word camps. Have dinner. What is the verb here? Have is verb. Dinner is what? Noun. And so far you have seen the parallel expression. Verb, noun, verb, noun, verb, noun. And that they should be in bed. Now here you have seen all the main verbs, but what is the verb here? Please underline the word should. Is it a main verb or a helping verb? And also you have seen the pronoun. Please underline the pronoun they. Earlier you haven't seen the pronoun. They should be in bed. Underline in bed by 10 p.m. Now, do you think the first 3 expressions and the last expression, they have the same format? No. That means the sentence doesn't go with parallel expression. It is not correct. Now, your job is you have to see the 4th one especially, it has to go with the first 3 expressions. Where do you find that? Told to take a long, arduous hike, pitch their camps. Oh, that is the first one. And the second option, that they should be in bed. That has been repeated. The third option, to take a long pitch camp, have dinner, and be in bed. Be in bed, underline the word be. Be, which part of speech is it? It's a verb. In bed, that is not a noun, but it is an adverb of place. Be where? In bed. But generally, bed is what? It's a noun. Hold that one. 4th option, the soldiers were told to take a long, arduous hike, pitching their camps. That is not correct. 5th option, the soldiers were told or were told. Not correct. So, based on this, what is the answer? Please underline, the soldiers were told to do what? Take a long, arduous hike, pitch camp, have dinner, and be in bed. Perfect. But make a note, the question is related to parallel expression or parallel structure. Please write parallel structure. I would like to know how many of you have got this one right. Please raise your hands. A few, not easy, nothing to worry, difficult. You got to practice more. Please remember, we have just started the journey. A long way to go. You should always be optimistic, positive, and whenever you come across new patterns, new models, here you may not get them right, but after the session, whenever you are free, try to grab some more examples, try to spend time on more examples, more exercises, and make sure you can do or handle those questions. That you should not neglect. Then you are ready for the exam. Write the meaning of the word arduous. Means what? Involving or requiring strenuous effort. Strenuous means very difficult. Difficult and tiring. Difficult and tiring. Oh, it's already 2:57. Pitch. Here, as a verb, pitch as a verb means what? To erect or set up. Pitch a camp. Set up a camp. Are you still writing that meaning? Oh, please write. Done. So how many questions? 5 questions. Who has got all the 5 correct? Please give her a big hand. That is really amazing. Keep it up. Very good. Next time I'll ask the student to stand up so that people know who has got 5 correct. And it is a nice feeling. See, I am trying to encourage you people. Sometimes she gets, sometimes she gets, sometimes he gets. So you are happy. At least one day people appreciated you have done something outstanding. Is it not positive? I think we have to do something like that. I can't afford, but sometimes I feel, it's only a feeling. A tough paper, not every day, at least once a week, we come across a very tough paper, and I ask the students who has got the highest. Someone says, I got the highest. I would like to give a book as a gift to that particular student, call the student onto the stage, give a book, and that will be a nice thing. What do you say? We'll try to make it happen sooner or later. Now we'll go to the actual problem, the last 6 to 10. These are not your cup of tea. Majority. What is the reason? You need to be knowledgeable. You need to be an intellectual. You have to have knowledge related to various aspects. And you have to understand the words, the context, and not easy. Remember, when I say not easy, what I mean, reading between the lines, you have to understand within the stipulated time period. If you get a lot of time, you can definitely answer all these questions. But do they give so much time to you in the exam? No way. Now I'll read out question number 6. What are these questions about? You see a few sentences, that is a paragraph. Then you see 5 options, and the last sentence is removed. You have to find out the last sentence and complete the paragraph. These questions go with para completion, typical CAT model. They demand analytical reading. Please remember, in the past bank exams, they would focus only on comprehension skill. Comprehend means what? Understand. Comprehension skill, understanding skill. Read a passage, understand, answer the questions. But CAT, a typical CAT paper, it doesn't look at this dimension. They consider this primary, lower level of intellectual caliber. Caliber means talent. CAT goes for the higher one. What is it? They look for analytical reading skill. Please make a note. Analytical reading skill. First you have to understand, then you have to apply this analytical reading skill. Only then you can answer questions related to paragraphs, questions related to scrambled sentences, questions related to very tough passages where you come across questions based on implicit information, questions related to para-jumble, all based on analytical reading skill, not casual reading to understand. Higher level, the banks are slowly going towards CAT model. Obviously, you come across more questions. Shall I read out the sentence? These 3 centuries have passed since the polymath. You have got the word. Polymath means what? A knowledgeable person, intellect, highbrow, new word. Sir Christopher Wren predicted that a time will come when men will stretch out their eyes. They should see planets like our Earth. Means are big enough. By most astronomers' accounts, please underline the word astronomers, that time is just about nigh. About nigh means near, almost we are there. I'm going to show the meanings later. Try to understand the context. So the sentence talks about what? The situation is going to come where generally astronomers use telescopes to study the celestial bodies. The sentence talks about the situation will come where, without the help of the telescopes, people can make out where the satellites are there, where the planets are there, where whatever it is, based on the celestial bodies. And the sentence talks about the time has come. Next one, indeed, detecting big planets orbiting other stars is no longer tricky. No longer tricky, it is easy. Nearly 450 such exoplanets, please underline the word exoplanets. See, when I come across these questions, I see a lot of students, they get switched off. They don't listen. Because they tell themselves, either they haven't read the questions, or they think, why should we listen? It is not going to help us. Please don't do that. Listen carefully, and you may learn something. And tomorrow you may get a similar sentence related to astronomy. Then this will help. Don't switch off completely. Don't cut off completely. So, exoplanets. Endo means what? Internal. Exo means external. So, exoplanets have been catalogued. So, it talks about big planets have been catalogued. Smaller rocky planets orbiting at a comfortable distance from their stars, as the Earth does remain more elusive. Underline the word elusive. Elusive means what? Something difficult to achieve. Please write. Something difficult to achieve. SBI PO has been elusive. Some students may say that it has been elusive. They have been trying, but not able to accomplish. Elusive. Some people say success has been elusive. They work very hard, they don't get success. You got to be lucky. Remember, I gave one example yesterday. Some students work 18 hours a day. They don't get selected, some of them. One of the reasons could be lack of exam approach, then a lot of factors. Now I'll read out. Most exoplanets have been discovered not with the help of telescopes, by inferring their presence from the rhythmic warble. Underline that word, means shaking. Warble means shake. This side and that side, not steady. I'll show the meanings later. Their gravity imparts on their home star like a waltz between two dancers. Underline the word waltz. That is also related to one type of dance movement. Dancers of markedly different weights. Markedly different weights. The problem is that this method favors the discovery of large planets close to their stars. Now, you should always para completion. First, you have to read all the sentences, understand the gist of the paragraph, what exactly does it try to convey, and your focus should be completely on the last sentence. What is the last sentence here? The problem, it talks about the problem. What is the problem here? The problem is that this method favors the discovery of large planets close to their stars. Underline large planets, discovery of large planets. As a result, now he talks about the impact of that. As a result, the catalogue of planets is filled with huge bodies basking brightly in the light of their sun. The last sentence talks about the problem. What is the problem? Discovery of large planets, not discovery of small planets. And when it comes to discovery, what do? You should have some background. They discover something, they catalog, they record, they store, they make a note. Then when they observe only the large planets, they catalog them. What is the net result? What do you see? Big planets or small planets? You see only big planets, you don't see small planets. So as a result, what is the result of that? The catalogue of planets is filled with huge bodies. Basking, underline the word basking. It has got two different meanings. One is to enjoy the glory, the popularity. To enjoy the glory or popularity. Don't write, listen, I'll show the meanings. To enjoy the glory of popularity, everyone appreciates you, then you are basking under that success, whatever it is. Second, when you get exposed to sun for a long time, Westerners, they want to get tanned. They don't have the melanin pigment. They look very pale from close quarters. They want to get tanned. For that, they use the creams. The way we use Fair and Lovely, they use tanning creams. Or they go to a beach, they get exposed to the sun. Then we use the word basking or basking, means to get exposed to the sunlight. As a result, what is the second option? Mankind's ability to look for extraterrestrial life. Does it talk about extraterrestrial life? Nowhere. Mark the second option wrong. As a result, planets a little farther away from their stars cannot support life. Does it talk about supporting life? The passage or the paragraph is all about discovering and cataloging. As a result, astronomers have solved the problem of looking at objects near to a star's bright glare. That is also not relevant. So what is the answer here? It talks about discovery of the big planets, big structures, and cataloging them. That is a problem. And based on that, what is the result of that? You see in the catalog, you see only huge bodies, you don't see the small bodies. How many of you have selected the first option? That is the answer. Please give her a big hand, this girl and that boy. Only 2 students. Not easy, but you have to read carefully. Remember, first you have to read carefully with a focused mind, understand the context. You should have some related knowledge, polymath, astronomers, celestial bodies, stars, satellites. Some awareness is required. Then you should ask yourself what is this about and what is the last sentence. Based on that, the line of thought, continuity of thought, then you have to select. Shall I move on to? But before that, please write the meanings of these words. Already I have written polymath, don't write. Nigh means what? Near or almost. Please do it a little fast. It's already 3:07. We have only 8 minutes. Near or almost. Exo means external. Written. Write the meanings of these words. Verbal means what? A movement from side to side that shows poor balance. When someone drinks a lot, then this happens. Not steady. As long as they don't fall on others, there is no problem. And waltz, it is one type of ballroom dance, and the movement also. Basking, to lie or sit, enjoying the warmth, especially of the sun. Getting exposed to the sunlight. Shall I change? What is the question number? Question number 7. Not a paragraph, hardly 2 or 3 sentences related to what? Magic. You can relate. Magic goes with everyday lifestyle. The basic principle in magic is that if you believe in the magic you do, the audience will too. So what is the meaning of this sentence? You are the magician, you believe in your magic, automatically the audience will believe. That means what? The key is with you or with the audience. Where is the key? With the magician. That is one meaning you have to understand. Secondly, magic does not happen on stage, but in the minds of the audience. It does not happen on stage. It is like making them believe. It happens in the minds of the audience. Second sentence. What is the first option here? Magic is like a tree that you water and nurture. Is it relevant here? Mark it wrong. Underline the word nurture. I'll show the meanings later. There is psychology to magic. Perhaps, context, it talks about psychology. Hold that one. A successful magician just triggers off the magic. The first 2 sentences talk about the key is with the magician. Second, it does not happen on stage, it happens in the minds of the audience. Based on that, who is responsible for the magic? The magician. What is the third option? A successful magician just triggers off the magic. Hold this one. A little alteration to a card, a coin, or napkin can create magic. Not relevant here. And what is the answer based on this? So the third option is the answer. Rather easy, should not be a problem. Please write the meanings. Nurture. Nurture means what? Take care of, or feed. Take care of or feed. Trigger off. To put in motion or move to act. Make something happen. Make something happen. Trigger off. Generally we use it with triggered off a chain reaction. Write the expression. Trigger off a chain reaction. A chain reaction. Shall I move on to the next one? What is the sentence number? 8. This is also not that easy. Iceland has a lot of volcanoes, and it is a rare decade when one of them doesn't erupt. Usually they erupt. So why is the eruption of a particular, that is very difficult to pronounce, that particular word. If you practice for one day also, I don't think you can get it right. I didn't want to do it. I found it so difficult. Why to take the trouble? So causing such chaos, and what does that mean for the future? Then the presentation is very systematic. He says, what does that mean for the future? It's a question. Then he says the answer to the first question. When he says first question, you have to think of the second question, obviously. The answer to the first question is that the so-called volcanic eruption is peculiarly well attuned. Please underline the word attune. I'll show the meanings later. Attune means acclimatize, make someone be aware of something. Attune to messing with international air travel. Here the clue for you, please underline international air travel. Most eruptions of a similar size would do a lot less long distance harm. This has done more harm. Now what is the context? Which country does it talk about? Iceland. What does it talk about? Volcanic eruption. Then what does it talk about? The impact of a particular volcano and its eruption. And what does it talk about? Still more sentences are there, or that's it? It talks about impact of that eruption. And here you should focus on the impact on messing with, please underline the word messing with international air travel. Means what? Affecting or spoiling the prospects of international air travel. Shall I read out the options? Hope you guys are listening. The answer to the second, obviously, answer to the first question, answer to the second. The answer to the second is that very little is known about the effects of erupting volcanoes on air travel. But here it talks about the impact, so not related, mark it wrong. The answer to the second is that many of Europe's busiest airports will remain out of action for some time, because the previous sentence talks about it is going to affect international air travel. And here please underline, what is the impact of that? Europe's busiest airports will remain out of action for some time. This seems right, hold that one. What is the third option? The answer to the second is that the future of air travel, at least in Europe, is bleak. Here the clue for you, please underline air travel. Previous option talks about what? Airports. Airports where? Europe's busiest airports. This talks about what? Air travel. Hope you are listening very attentively. This talks about air travel. And the fourth one, the answer to the second is that less well attuned but considerably larger eruptions are all but certain in decades to come. This doesn't talk about the impact on international air travel. Here you have to choose a sentence which talks about something to do with international air travel. The previous sentence talks about the impact on international air travel. Only two options are there which talk about the impact. One, it goes with Europe's busiest airports. The other, it goes with air travel in Europe. That is international. Europe, not one country, it's a continent, international. So which one do you think goes with the line of thought and the wording? Air travel, air travel. So answer is the third option, not the second option. How many of you have chosen the third option? That's very good. I appreciate. Now these, the last two, Basha, 10 minutes. After 10 minutes. Here you see statements or passages. For some questions, more than one of the choices could be conceivably answer the question. However, you are to choose the best answer. You see some, I think, how many sentences? It's like a paragraph, a few sentences, then questions. You have to choose the appropriate answer. Again, here you have to read quickly, understand the context. Only then you can answer the questions. Shall I read out? Ninth one. Deep down, the Greek economic crisis is yet another manifestation of what I call, underline the word manifestation, what I call the political trilemma. Please underline the word trilemma of the world economy. Then trilemma means how many? Three. Please underline those three: economic globalization, political democracy, and the nation state. That's a political term. Independent, sovereign country, nation state, are mutually irreconcilable. Irreconcilable means what? They are not compatible. Irreconcilable means they are not compatible. You cannot have all the three at the same time. Once you understand that, you get the answer. We can have at most two at one time. So the next sentence talks about that. All the three irreconcilable means what? You cannot have all the three. Only two you can have at a given time. We can have at most two at one time. Democracy is compatible with national sovereignty only if we restrict globalization. One combination it talks about. If we push for globalization while retaining the nation state, we must jettison democracy. Jettison means to send out, to offload. I'll show the meanings later. Now, the next one should be about which of the following most logically concludes the above. He talks about two combinations. You have to think of the third combination. In the first combination, he talks about two things. What are those two things? Are you guys listening? What are those two? Democracy, nation state. He has considered globalization, underline globalization. Second, globalization, nation state. He has pushed what? Democracy out. Globalization, democracy. What is the third one he has to push out? If you are attentive, you will answer my question. There are three things. One is globalization. Second is democracy. Third is nation state. Now, two, you see the options. Then you have to find the option where you have the sentence focuses on nation state. To save time, which option is that? If we want nation state along with globalization, democracy is mandatory. I'm just reading out, but we'll see. We'll start with the first one. Only democracies can accommodate globalization and the concept of nation state. That's ruled out. All the three not possible according to the passage. If we want democracy along with nation state, globalization will have to be encouraged. No. If we want globalization along with democracy, the feeling of nationalism must be strong. Here it doesn't talk about nationalism, patriotism. If we want nation state, underline nation state, along with globalization, democracy is mandatory. This also takes into consideration three things. Now, what is the fifth option? If we want democracy along with globalization, the nation state must take a back seat. Here, he has kept the third one, nation state, outside. First globalization, then democracy, now nation state. So, what is the answer here? But these are not easy within 2 minutes or 3 minutes, very difficult. Has anyone got this one right? Oh, that's really good. I appreciate. Wonderful. This is whatever the context. Context is about what? People who regularly put in overtime and work 10 or 11 hours per day increase a heart disease risk by nearly 2/3, research suggests. The findings come from a study of 6,000 British civil servants published online in the European Heart Journal. After accounting for known heart risk factors such as smoking, doctors found those who worked 3 to 4 hours of overtime a day ran a 60% higher risk. In many ways, it confirms what occupational health doctors already know, that work-life balance plays a vital role in well-being. It's all about work-life balance. Now, what is the question here? All the following can be advanced for supporting the above argument, except one option is not acceptable. Which option? This is purely based on common sense. Which option is that? Third option, people are likely to spend more time at work when they are not happy in their personal lives. Is it right? Is it right? No. So what is the answer based on that? The third option is the answer, but based on common sense. That's it. The session is not over. Some more are there? Oh, yeah. Have you written the meaning of manifestation? Please write quickly. No, I'm worried about the time factor. Shrikant, please write the meanings quickly. Manifestation, indication, display, being evident, any of those. Okay. Trilemma, a difficult choice from 3 options. Irreconcilable means what? Incompatible, not compatible. At odds means they don't match, they're not compatible, they don't gel. We also use the expression gel. Gel means match. Get along. Have you written? Jettison. Usually this goes with flights. Too much of load, then they use this word jettison. Means what? Offload, remove. Offload or remove. Have you written? I think some of the words. Have you written the meaning of attune? Make receptive or aware. That's an important word. Make receptive or aware. Chaos you have written so many times. Shall I? Now please write what is the enrichment. We'll spend 10 minutes. I've taken the time. So phrasal verbs and idioms, 1 block. Please write Hobson's choice. No choice at all. If you know, you don't write. If you don't know, you write. Uphill task. Very difficult task. Something very difficult. Reading the Hindu paper is an uphill task. No? No longer. Uphill task, very difficult. Hard pressed for time means no time, lack of time, not to have enough time. I'm hard pressed for time means I'm very busy, I don't have free time. Hard nut to crack, a difficult problem or a difficult person. He is a hard nut to crack, difficult person to handle. It is a hard nut to crack, a difficult problem to solve. Problem or person? Hard nut to crack, difficult problem or difficult person to deal with. On tenter hooks, not comfortable, not at ease. Not comfortable or not at ease. Uncomfortable on tenter hooks. Have you written? Generally, when you come across a particular passage, you have to think beyond. What is this passage about? Digital economy. You have to think of the related topics and you ask yourself, do I have the information? Can I write an essay? Please write demonetization. Digital economies or cashless economies, demonetization, corruption and black money. All important topics from descriptive paper. Very important. You should have the information at your fingertips to write an essay. And you may get as a passage, you will definitely get in the descriptive paper. Then they may ask group discussion. Interview also, they ask questions. Very useful, all the 3 topics. What are the 3 topics? Digital economy, demonetization, corruption and black money. Now let us see to what extent you remember the meanings of these words. Respond immediately. Leisure means what? Free time. Rapport, perfect understanding. Arduous, very difficult. Don't take the pitch down. Maintain the pitch. Pitch. Set up as a verb. In bed, That's an expression. No need to answer. Polymath. Nigh. Nearby. Exoplanet. External, outside. Verbal. To shake, to move this side and that side, not being steady. Waltz. One type of dance and also dance movement. Bask. One is to enjoy the success, another to get exposed to the sunlight. Nurture, to take care of. Trigger off, make something happen. ET means what? Extraterrestrial. Extraterrestrial life means what? Life from other planets, other sources, other stars. Chaos. I am damn sure CCE students, if they come across the word chaos, within no time they get the answer. Attune. Acclimatize or make someone familiar of something. Manifestation, show or exhibit. Trilemma, three things. Nation state, an independent country. It's a political term. Nation state means not a state like Telangana or AP. An independent, sovereign country. We use the word nation state. Sometimes we say state. Sovereign country. Irreconcilable, not compatible. Compatible. Why? Not compatible, then tell the meaning of compatible. Matching. Not compatible means what? Not matching. Compatible, matching. Write one expression. In the past, at the time of the marriage, they would consider the family background, they would consider the wealth, they would consider the traditional, whatever traditions the family follows. They would consider certain other factors, looks also. But the present generation, they don't consider all these, majority, exceptions are always there. They go for what I call, please write the expression, intellectual compatibility. Intellectual compatibility. Compatibility. Intellectual compatibility is very important between the partners. When you have a perfect intellectual compatibility, life goes very smoothly. So today a lot of youngsters, both boy and girl, both are highly qualified. So they don't look, exceptions are always there. They don't go for looks, they don't go for wealth, they don't go for the family background, they don't go for the caste, they go for intellectual compatibility. That lasts for a long time. Other factors are short-lived. That's why there is a saying in English, what is it? Beauty is skin deep. Means what? No. Beauty is skin deep means beauty is temporary, not permanent. Now what is the meaning of the word sovereignty? Please write independent. Politically independent, not ruled by anyone. India is a sovereign country, not ruled by anyone. Jettison, to throw out, to push out, to expel. Mandatory, compulsory. Mainstreaming, integrating, making someone part of the mainstream. Cusp, the meeting point of certain things. Trinity, three things or three persons. Precursors, something that comes before something else. Unleash, release. Grievance, problem. Augment, release or distribute or allot, any of these. Result in. Stakeholders, interested people. Comprehensive. This is an important word. Please write the meaning. Comprehensive means exhaustive. Write one more important word. Exhaustive. Exhaustive. Not exhausted. Exhaustive. Then you write the meaning, including everything. Comprehensive syllabus. Exhaustive syllabus means what? Including everything. Both are important words. Comprehensive, exhaustive. Weed out. Remove unwanted stuff. Reprimand, rebuke, scold. Any of these. Write the word rebuke. Also write everyday English word scold. Now, how many of you admonish? Write one more word, admonish. Admonish, rebuke, reprimand, scold. They all mean the same. How many of you have got 20 plus this paper? Please raise your hands. Please stand up. 3 students, please stand up. You understand English? Please stand up. Be happy and confident. Please give them a big hand. Ah, that's very good. Wonderful. Good. Keep it up. How many of you have got my analysis between 13 and 18? Raise your hands. A lot of students. Please give them a big